Hey guys, good morning. I'm Christina Cardy and I'm clearly not here today. So just letting you know why I'm not here. I'm on the cross country team and I have a meet this weekend, and I was supposed to leave for Kentucky at noon today, but something happened with our travel arrangements and now I'm currently on a bus on my way there right now, and we left at 7 in the morning, so it was basically completely impossible for me to be here this morning. So please don't be too hard on my partner, and I'm going to do the best I can with this presentation through these videos. So I'm sorry, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. Okay, so Ariana and I are presenting on the panda's thumb, and it's really interesting. So first off, I'm going to give you some background information about pandas. And everybody knows giant pandas are bears, and they're also members of the order Carnivora. And conventional bears are the most omnivorous representatives in their order, but pandas kind of belie the name of their order by subsisting almost entirely on bamboo. So pandas are omnivores, they don't eat any meat. And they live in dense forests of bamboo at high elevations in the mountains of western China. So pretty much they spend up to 10 to 12 hours every single day up in the trees or wherever there's food. Okay, so now we're going to show you a video of the pandas feeding. And if you look at the panda on the far left, you can get a couple good looks at its paws and its digits, and you can really see the two pads on its hand and all the phalanges. And this video is a really good representation of how pandas feed and how they use their paws and phalanges to grasp and manipulate food. So Ariana's going to show the video now. Okay, so as you could see, the pandas were holding the stalks of bamboo in their paws, and they stripped off the leaves by passing the stalks between what appeared to be a flexible thumb and remaining fingers. So now I'm going to give you a little more information about the anatomy of the panda's thumb. Okay, so panda's thumb anatomy. The panda's thumb is not actually a finger at all, or a phalange. It's constructed from a bone called the radial sesamoid, which is normally a small component of the wrist. And just to refresh everyone's memories, a sesamoid bone is a bone that is embedded within a tendon. So this bone that the panda has, it's actually only one bone, which is why it's not a true thumb or a true digit, because the panda's true thumb contains 3 bones and the remaining 4 phalanges on the panda's paw contain 4 bones. So that equals a total of 6 potential digits. So in pandas, the radial sesamoid is greatly enlarged and elongated until it almost equals the metapodial bones of the true digits in length. So it's just as large, it just doesn't qualify as an actual digit. And also on the paw, a shallow furrow separates the 2 pads and serves as a channel way for bamboo stalks. So along with this bone anatomy, the panda's thumb also has muscles to sustain its agility and work with the grasping motions. And these muscles are familiar anatomically, but they're remodeled for a new function that is beneficial to the panda's eating habits. Okay, so looking at the 2 pictures that are on this slide, the panda's so-called thumb is highlighted in blue. And it doesn't really look much like a thumb at all. Like I said, it's only one bone. It actually isn't a thumb. But the bottom photo, this is interesting, it's actually of a panda's hind leg. And the sesamoid bone in the hind leg has also been enlarged and elongated, but just not to the extent of the radial sesamoid bone. But the sesamoid bone in the panda's foot is also only one bone. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the function of the panda's thumb. And the primary function for this so-called thumb is to allow dexterity in feeding. And the sesamoid bone is primarily a bony support for the pad above it on the paw, so that the panda's true thumb and phalanges can squeeze against this pad to hold on to bamboo and to better grasp and grip their food, like you saw in the video that we showed you a few minutes ago. And the final function of the panda's thumb is the creation of that shallow furrow between the two pads in the panda's paw. And again, that just reinforces the gripping and the grasping motions that allow the panda to feed more efficiently. Okay, so finally I'm going to talk about evolution and the theories behind the evolution of the panda's thumb. So scientists postulate that most likely due to a single mutation which affected the timing and rate of growth, the enlarged sesamoid bone became present in pandas. And so basically they're assuming that it was a random type mutation that ended up being beneficial. And the enlarged sesamoid bone caused extensive rearrangement of the panda's musculature in order to accommodate this change in bone. And it was also noted that repeated parts of the body are not fashioned by the action of individual genes. For example, there isn't one gene for thumb. So repeated parts are coordinated in development, and we assume that selection for a change in one element causes a corresponding modification in others. And so putting this as an evolutionary story, early pandas most likely had heritable variability in the size of their radial sesamoid, and those pandas that had the gene for the larger sesamoids and had those larger bones in their paws conferred a selective advantage through greater ease in manipulating food. And that just basically goes back to Darwin's theory of natural selection of traits, and therefore this bone proved to be more beneficial and it aided the panda's feeding and lifestyle, so it stuck, and now all pandas have these giant sesamoid bones. Alright guys, well thank you for bearing with me this morning. Again, I'm really sorry that I couldn't be here, and I hope you enjoy the rest of our presentation. Ariana's going to talk to you guys now about other members of the same order as the panda, such as just regular bears, and she's also going to talk to you guys about sesamoid bones in horses and in humans, and she's going to talk about some complications with those bones. So thanks for listening to me, and enjoy the rest of our presentation.